Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Academy Answers podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. And it's always such a pleasure to come to you in the mornings to share with you concepts about happiness, success, full potential. I put happiness first intentionally because if you cannot be happy, what else is there? And it is about personal growth because if you cannot grow, you cannot become better. If you cannot become better, you cannot change. If you cannot change, you cannot be your best. And if you cannot be your best, you cannot be happy. You have to find a way to be contented in your own self. That's why I attack the whole go to school, get a job so much, because so many people are, when you ask them, what about the job? The first thing they say that it pays well. And there's nothing about whether or not it is in alignment with who they are, whether or not they think that it would fulfill them, whether or not they think that they would be able to make a real contribution to whatever field they're in. So most people are just collecting a paycheck, and as a result of that, sometimes you can't blame corporations because corporations have no choice but to systemize you. Because if you're working to just collect a paycheck, that means your creativity, your energy, your dedication, your physical or emotional connection to whatever task you're doing is at best mediocre. So unless they systemize it and hold a big stick over your head, you pretty much are not going to do it because you're just going through the motions. So they have to find a way to protect their investment. So sometimes we knock them, but they have no other way of doing it because they are aware of the numbers too. They are aware that 90% of Americans say that they hate their jobs or they're not happy at their jobs because it matches to the stats that says above 87% of students who go to university are working in fields that is not related to their degrees. So we have teachers selling insurance, we have engineers working in retail, we have people who do the international business working as store clerks and stockers and marketers, and we have a whole different thing happening from what the school is supposed to be preparing society for. So it's supposed to be a system where the school system push out supplies the workforce, but the school system doesn't do that so well. So if you notice, you'll see Fortune 500 companies who have it all figured out, who sit on maybe 15,000, 20,000 chain stores, and they are telling you that in order to run one of these joints, you could easily just need a high school diploma or a degree. Don't matter, because they're going to train the skill anyway. So you have to decide what you want and decide that you can make this happen. So this question this morning, we answer questions if you're joining us for the first time on personal development. We do work on social media, on our websites, we do trainings, and people ask questions because of our interactions or make comments, and we use this podcast to answer them at scale because we believe that whatever one human being go through, there are other people going through the same things in the world. So instead of answering these questions a million times in our lifetime, we put them in a system as a block of work, as a body of work where people can access. People can come into, people can stumble upon, people can search, and then we'll be able to impact the many lives that we have a goal to impact over our years on this earth. And we're blessed to be heard. We're blessed to be and grateful for the opportunity to have so many followers on social and have so many people on our email list. I think I have an email list with 23,000 people. I have my socials come up to maybe, 80 or 80,000 people. So people people are getting value from the content. This person wants to know, how do you kick a bad mood? She's saying that my mood always keep me low energy. It's making me antisocial. It's making me procrastinate. It doesn't give me the energy because I find that I'm in a terrible mood each time something goes wrong and I can't shake it. It takes me a long time to shake it. I wake up in the mornings with it, and it's giving me a hard time. And I realize that if I do changes, then it will help me. That is a very good question. Look, we're emotional animals. We're emotional creatures, and we're creatures of we are a social being. We are social animals first. So a lot of time people say, "Oh, I'm being logical," but people are not logical. People are emotional. What we do, we make emotional decisions, and then we try to rig or tweak logic to support the emotional decision that we make. So it's mainly on emotion. So let's say I go to the mall to get myself a pair of pants. Go into the mall, walk around, and I see that somebody's selling shoes for buy one, get the second one 50 off. I'm like, oh, that's a nice shoes. I didn't want shoes. I didn't go for shoes. I have more things to do with the money. But I start to say, oh, wow, it looks so good. It's nice. And I find all type of stuff to put with it to support the argument. And then after I emotionally, because I'd see it and this is this deal, and emotionally it's nice and sleek, but we say that it's the deal and we're going to need it, and we find all sorts of stuff. But it's our emotions that actually lead up to most of our decisions. We're not so very logical as human beings. So the thing is that it is hard to stop things from getting under your skin. And if things get under your skin, there are ways that you can actually toughen up and become a thicker skinned person, for want of a better term. But how do you deal with your current moods, like tomorrow morning or this day, when you are always in a bad mood, and when you are feeling down and it's draining you and it sucks your day, and you're calling your friends and you're on social media and you're posting it and you're telling everybody, and everybody you come in contact with, you start to tell them the lowdown of what happened, and you feed it all day. That's the first thing. You have to stop feeding the mood. If somebody pisses you off, if something goes wrong, if something is bothering you, you don't call a friend prolonging it. Don't post it on social media and keep stretching it. Don't sit down and make it marinate and call somebody else and have a whole 3 hours over the thing. Just stop. It's just I saying to my friend, like, regular people who hate their jobs, who are not where they want to be in life, who think that they want better, who have started something, and then they sit for an hour to watch a football game on a Sunday evening or on a Saturday evening, or watch a ball game or watch some sporting activity. And they say, well, I can't do some sports. People need some recreation. And I always say to them, it's not so much that you can't get recreation and you can't watch the sporting event, but the sporting event that you think that you are spending an hour and a half to watch, you're actually spending 5 hours on the sporting event each week. And when there's a tournament and there's 3 matches, you're gone 15 hours, and then for the whole month you have dumped 40, close to 60 hours on that, and for the season you're gone way into multiple hours on these sporting events. Why? Because it's not the 90 minutes. It is after the game, the friends you call, the discussions in the break room, the telephone calls, the social media comments, and you have a whole laundry list of follow-up activities after the game, because you have to share it with somebody and you have to talk about the game, and you guys have to banter, and you have to spend time in the barber shop, and you have to spend time at the bar, and you have to talk under the lounge, and you talk about the game, and you spend so much time doing that it's not so much the 90 minutes, but the whole line of things that you have supporting that habit. And I'm fine. I mean, like, I'm not a sports fan and all that stuff, and I'm okay with people who are sports fan, but I'm just saying, like, I don't logically, I don't see why I should spend 5 hours of my week cheering on multimillionaires who are, living their lives and doing what they love and making bank and earning their keep and doing what they need to do for their family, while I am wasting my time and robbing myself of the opportunity to create something for myself and my family. I don't believe in that. That's my logical thing. I know people are emotional. I chose a logical route. Whatever, I'm fine. That's not the topic this morning. But I just say that to say that a lot of times we feed the thing so much far beyond when it happened. So something happened at work this morning and we take it to lunchtime, to the evening, to tomorrow when we see our friends, to the next day when we see the next coworker, and it's on and on and on and on and on and on. And because of that, we're caught in a trap of feeding things that sucks our energy and puts us in a bad mood. But the 3 main things to break your mood, I'll just go straight into them. The 3 main things that can shift your feelings, and whether it's a bad mood, or you feel like you're in a rut, or you feel like you're in a slum, or you feel like you're low on energy, or fatigue starts setting in, there are 3 main ways. And they call them there are 3 main ways that you can actually do that helps, that are proven. The first thing and the most important one is to move. Move your body. Move. You can act your way faster. You can act your way into a feeling faster than you can think your way into it. So you can act your way into a feeling faster than you can think your way into a feeling. So if you're sitting here thinking that you want to feel better, you want to do this, the only way or the quickest way to kick the feeling is to move. So if you do some exercises, go for a jog, jump, start to do the dishes, cut the lawn, go for a walk, start to wash your car, do something, start to move. If you move, that will start to take the edge off. It distracts the mind and it releases different chemicals in the brain that is proven to get rid of bad feelings and bad moods and to lift your emotional state. So the first thing you need to do is to move. Move your body. Move to get doing something. Start to involve yourself in other activities, and that will start to help to take the effort off, take the edge off, take the effort off. I'm sorry. So the next thing is to make. If you are a painter, if you create, if you assemble stuff, all that type of stuff will help. Start to do something with your hands, whether you're gonna make a cake, whether you're gonna make some form of a painting or some form of a piece of an item. If you make, that will help you to take the edge off. So for people who can make things or who like to make things, if you make, when in that activity, different parts of the brain is activated and you'll be able to change your mood just by making something. That also does a lot in helping you to kick the habit so you can get to do what you plan to do or what you have on your schedule, and it is just holding you back with all this bad mood stuff. And the last point, and that is to meet. Go meet up with your friend. Go meet up with your friend, call somebody, have coffee. Human interaction is powerful in taking the edge off. Meet up with your friend, meet up with a co-worker, meet up with some associate. Just say, hey, you want to go out for coffee? Hey, you want to have a drink? Hey, something. Let's go meet. Once you start to meet people, then it does help to make you feel better, because people need people, and we are all human beings, and human beings highest, and I said before, the highest desire in us is to feel accepted. And we feel accepted not by objects. we feel accepted, and we feel loved by other people. Everything you want, note the word, the operative word being want. Everything you want, people have it. Everything you need, you already have. Everything you want, people have it. Everything you need, you already have. So stop feeding the mood. When it happens, start to distract yourself from it. Don't walk around. You might tell 2-3 people to get it off your chest if you have to, but don't prolong it into the day. Don't carry it to tomorrow. Don't get on the phone and waste your time on it. Just get past it. Aim at getting past it, not to get on with it. And as I told, I think I mentioned this before, that if you're sitting beside a pond and a fish passes by all the time, a big one, and flaps his fins or whatever, or its tail, and get you wet, you'll be upset if you can't do anything about it, or if you never expected or saw it coming. They can get you wet. That fish can get you wet, but you know what? It cannot make you into a fish. You will be dry again, and they will always be a fish, and you will be a person. You will be dry again in a couple of minutes, but they will always be a fish. So if somebody make you miserable, make you sad, make you down, it's their own misery that they have to keep. They might be a miserable person. They have to stay that miserable way. They cannot transfer their misery to you. They cannot transfer their personality to you. You are not going to become a miserable person because they projected their misery on you. You're going to get over it. They are not. So when you get over it, they'll still be the miserable person unless they fix themselves. So just think about it that way, that whatever puts you in a bad mood is not you. You are not your mood. You can get past it, and you can move, you can make, you can meet, and you can stop feeding that and kick the thing so you can get on doing what you're doing. Because a huge part of success, that's why success is 80% psychological. A huge part of success is learning to manage your state. You must be able to function under pressure. You must be able to keep a clear mind. You must be able to maintain clarity. And you must be able to act despite what's going on in your head. Because as I posted on my social the other day, when it comes on to you raising your hand, you getting up, you showing up for success, you have effectively started a war. You are now engaged in battle. It's going to be all guns blazing. Everything is going to come at you. You're going to lose money. That's why not everybody have the stomach to be an entrepreneur. Because you're going to lose money, you're going to get battered, you're going to feel stupid, you won't be able to figure it out, you're not going to know what to do, you're not going to know where to turn, you're going to feel so uncertain. And it is your ability to operate with that uncertainty that's going to be the defining characteristic of whether or not you can make it. Have a good day, guys. Always a pleasure. I hope you can get rid of whatever mood you have. Like, we all get into these stupors sometime. But, you can't allow it to hold you down, and you have to start to get into the habit of kicking them. And the more you practice kicking them, then the better you become at getting rid of those moods. So have a good one. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much, guys.